Hello everyone, I am Vikas and welcome to Small Academy. This is part 2 of video streaming app we have been developing from the last video. In the last video, we created our application and there we added Recyclerview, and using card view we created the Recyclerview items, and we also inflated the custom view for our Recyclerview item. And we also displayed that sample data into our application. So let me show you what we did in the last video. Just a little recap. So this is our application, and here you can see we have the item implemented, and it is displaying the sample data, and here you can see the video title and the other information. Okay, and this is just a sample data that we have been displaying. Now in this video we are going to parse the actual JSON data, and we are going to display that. And as I said, the JSON data URL is linked in the description, so you can go there and copy the same URL. Okay, otherwise you can just download the source code or go to this GitHub, and from there you can download the JSON file. And if you want to use your own JSON file, you can do that as well, but make sure to have the same kind of data that we have here, like in the same format. This is JSON object and JSON array, and the way it is displayed here, because if you use different kind of JSON structure here, then you may need to modify how you are going to parse the data. Okay, and if you know JSON, it's okay. If you don't, then please try to make the same format the way I have here. Okay, so let's go ahead and parse this JSON data. But before that, we need two libraries in our application. One is Volley to parse the JSON data that we have here, and one more is Picasso, which is used to display the image into our image view using the URL. So you can see we have this thumbnail image and video URL. So we are going to use the same URL to play the video, and we are going to use this image URL to display the image view in our Recyclerview. Okay, so let's go and get the required dependencies for the Volley. So if you go and search for Volley, you can see Android developer website has this Volley website, developer.android.com/training/Volley, or you can just simply search the Volley. Okay, and if you scroll down here, you can see we have this dependencies. Copy that. Let's go back to the Gradle here into the module app, paste the dependencies we need, and one more dependencies we need is Picasso. So let's go to the GitHub of Picasso, github.com/square/Picasso, and here if you scroll down, you can find the latest version of the Picasso. So this is the dependencies that we need to paste here. So paste it, and after that we're going to sync the project, and once that is done, we are ready to go. Okay, the sync is done, and now we can use that. Okay, so the first things I'm going to do is implement or parse the JSON data. So to parse the JSON data, we need to use the Volley. As I said, we just added the Volley dependency. So here after the set editor, I'm going to call get JSON data method, which I have not created yet. So let's click on the red. Let me click on this red button here and create method here. And inside this method, we're going to parse the JSON data. Okay, so to parse the JSON data, obviously we need the URL first. So I'm going to create a string variable called URL, and here I'm going to paste the URL that we need. So the URL we need is here. So let's copy this and go back to the Android Studio and paste it here. So this URL contains the JSON data that we need to parse here and display the video. Okay, so now first thing we need is to create the request queue, because everything is executed based on the request queue. And if you have multiple JSON URL that it needs to be executed, then request queue comes handy. But here we are just going to execute one URL. Still we need the request queue. So I'm going to create the request queue class object, and let's call it request queue. Now the JSON object request take few parameters. First thing we need to pass here is the method that here we're going to pass the get method. So request dot method dot get. Okay, and second thing we need to pass is the URL that we are using to get the JSON data. So we already have the URL variable, so I'm just going to pass that. And third thing is null. We are not going to pass any JSON request. Now we need to pass the listener that is going to listen for the response of this JSON data that is returned from that URL. So create new response dot listener, and it's going to create the method for us. And lastly, we also need the error listener. So let's create the error listener. And inside this, I'm going to create the log, okay, so that we'll be able to track the error that we get. So error dot get message. And now let me fix this tag. So select this, put it into the quotes, and now we can press Ctrl+Alt+C to create the static variable for this. Okay, now inside this, I'm just going to, for the starter, I'm just going to print the response that we receive from the URL. So I'm just going to use the log here as well and print the response. Okay, now when this get JSON data is called, it's going to load this URL into this object queue or object request, and after that it's going to, if the request is successful, it's going to return the response. If not, it's going to give us the error. And finally, we need to insert this request into the request queue. So request queue dot add, and we need to pass the object request. If you don't do this step, it's not going to execute this get JSON data method at all. Okay, it's going to execute the get JSON data method, but it's not going to send the object request, and it's not going to retrieve the any data. Okay, you will see the blank response. Okay, so now let's go ahead and run this application. Actually, before running this application, we are going to use the internet from the device, so we need the internet permission. So let's go to the Android manifest.xml file here, and here we need to specify the internet permission. So users permission and the internet. So now we are ready to run this application, and we'll see what happens. So run this application into the device. Okay, the application is running now. It is still displaying the sample data, but that is fine. Now let's go to the logcat here, and we should be able to see the data that is returned. So let me use the tag here. Okay, you can see here on the response we are getting this data, which is the JSON data that we have here. This is the exact data that we are getting into this response. Now it is our job to extract the exact data that we need. Okay, so we need these videos data. We don't need these categories and movies. We only need this data here. Okay, so to do that, first we need to extract this JSON object, and after that we're going to extract this JSON array, and after that we are going to extract this JSON object, JSON array again. Okay, now let's go ahead and extract this data we need. So first we're going to extract this JSON object and JSON array, and after that JSON object again, because based on this symbol we need to write the code. And inside this object we have these multiple JSON data, and inside that we are only going to focus on this videos array. And you can see this is the JSON array, and inside that JSON array we have multiple JSON objects. So let me go to the browser here and show you guys what I'm talking about. So this is the object. Okay, this is the one item, and inside that we have this JSON array. So JSON array is, as I said, denoted by this symbol, and inside that we have only one item. So we're going to get the index of 0 for this array, and inside that array we have this object which has 2 items, and we need to extract that 2. And inside that we have this JSON array, and this JSON array is called videos, and it has 13 items. So our job is to extract this video data and extract all the items that are present inside these videos JSON array, and we'll display that 13 items into the Recyclerview, because those are the videos that we want to display in our Recyclerview. Okay, so let's go ahead and write code to extract this data we need. So inside this on response we are going to write the code. So on response, this response already has the code, already has extracted the data. So these all the data are present inside this response now. So first I'm going to extract the JSON array. So JSON array, and it is called categories because we are extracting the categories, and which is the name of the JSON array. So response dot get JSON array, and we need to give the same key that we have here. So I'm just going to copy this key from here and paste here. All right, and now it is giving me the warning here. I need to surround this with try catch because it might going to throw an exception, so we need to be aware of that. And after that I need to create the JSON object, because as I said, we need to extract symbol by symbol here. So we have extracted these categories, and inside that we have this JSON object. Now we need to extract that. So to extract that JSON object, we need to use the categories JSON array that we have just created. So categories data, and I'm going to use categories variable that we have just created, which contains all the response, and use get JSON object. And here I need to pass the index, since this categories array here contains only this categories contains only one item. So the item index is 0, so I need to pass the index 0 here. Okay, now our categories data contains these two items, which includes the videos that we need. So we are going to extract these videos only, we are not going to extract this name. So to extract that, we need to create another JSON array variable. So let's go ahead and create JSON array. So JSON array, and it is called videos. So let's extract that, and we are going to use categories data obviously, and we're going to use get JSON array, and here I need to pass a key. So key is videos, so let's paste that here. And now our videos variable contains all the data we need for all the videos. So let me log this data and show you guys what our videos variable contains so far. So videos, and I'm going to run this again. Okay, let me open the logcat, and now you can see it contains only the data that is present inside this video array, which is inside this videos. So if I expand this, you can see Big Buck Bunny is the first object inside this videos array, and you can see it is displaying the same thing. Okay, so far so good, we have extracted the correct data, and now we need to extract all the object inside this videos array. So if I minimize that, you can see it has 13 items. So we need to iterate through all these items and extract its data. Okay, so to extract that, you can see it is object. Okay, I'm going to write a for loop or any iteration loop you can use. So I prefer using for loop. So let's write for loop to iterate through all the 13 items. So integer I equals to 0. Sorry, that's supposed to be I equals to 0. I less than, I'm going to use the videos length dot length, and I plus plus. So this is the standard for loop iteration for loop statement. Okay, now inside this I'm going to create another object to extract data. So JSON object, it is called video, and now I'll use videos JSON array to get JSON object, and here I'll just pass the index of I. Okay, so it will be able to get all the data, all the 13 objects of the JSON file. Okay, now we have extracted the JSON data that we need. Let me show you by creating the logcat. So log, and I'm going to show you guys by printing the title of the video. So video dot get string, and if I give the title as a key, which is the key of the data that we have inside this, and you can see the title is a key for the title of the video. So now if I run this application and obviously comment out this, it should display all the 13 titles into our logcat. So run this, open the logcat, and you can see we have these titles of the videos that we have in our JSON data. Okay, now our job is to create the Pojo class that can handle that can store the data that is extracted from the JSON, and we'll use that POJO class to display the data into the Recyclerview. Okay, so let's go ahead and create that class first. So to create that class, go to new and create new class, and I'm going to give the name as video. Okay, so this video is going to have all the required field. I'm going to go ahead and write all that field we need. So string, title, private string, description, private string, author, string, video URL, image URL. So these are the fields that we need, because these are the data that is present into our JSON data here. Okay, description, sources, that is video file, and the author, and the image URL, and the title. All right, so we have all the required field to display the data. So now I'm going to create the setter and getter. So go to the generate, click on getter and setter, select all the fields and click on OK. It's automatically going to generate all the required setter and getter. Okay, so now we can use this video class we just created to store the data that we extracted from the JSON array. Okay, so that's why I'm going to create this video. I'm going to remove that log, and here I'm going to create new video class or instance of video class. So v new video. Okay, so we can use this video object here is to store the JSON data we have received from the file, okay, or the URL. So now I can use set title, and I can use video JSON object and get string, and here I need to pass the correct key, that is title. And similarly we can use set description, video.getString, and here I need to pass the key that is present here, and make sure these keys are exactly the same, otherwise you won't be able to extract the data. v.setAuthor and video.getString, and the key is subtitled, I think. And similarly we need to get the image URL, set image URL, video.getString, and the key is thumb, and v.set video URL. And to set the video URL, actually we need to extract one more step here. So if you see here, you can see the sources contains the video URL, and we need to extract the JSON array first. So let's go here. Before this set video URL, I'm going to create JSON array, and video URL is the variable name that I want to give. And now I can use video JSON object, not videos, only video, because this is the JSON object that contains all the information. So get JSON array, and here I need to pass the key, correct key, that is sources. So copy that, paste it here, and now since this array contains only one item, as you can see here, I can use the index 0 to access that URL. So inside this video I'm going to use video URL and get string and pass the index as a 0, and it should give me that video URL. Okay, so let's see by creating the log if we were able to extract the video URL. If we do, then we are ready to move ahead. Okay, so video URL. So actually I'm going to use v.getVideo URL. So let's run this application and we'll see if we are able to get this video URL or not. Okay, you can see here we are getting all the required video URL. Okay, these are the video URL we need. So this video is already getting too long, so I'm going to continue this in next video. So in the next video we are going to use this video URL to display the data into the Recyclerview, and we'll also create the player activity where we're going to play these video into the video view using this URL that we are getting here. Okay, and we'll also fix our video adapter to display the image from the extracted data, and we'll also display the extracted data to our player activity as well. So if you haven't liked this video, like it and share it with your friends. I hope to see you in my next video. Bye bye, have a good day.